In this week's episode of The Enthusiast, original Ray Moore Phantom Daily Art goes to auction and heaps more in this week's episode of The Enthusiast. You're listening to The Enthusiast, the best podcast for Phantom fans. In the quickfire news segment this week, few publications have released the Phantom issue number 1963, The False Jean Lafitte and Bad Blood in Bengala Part 2. With the cover art being done by the extraordinary, the most talented artist on the planet right now, Grange Wallace. It's a very, 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 very nice looking cover. You got some little smokestacks going on. It's so good. And then, wait for the back cover, because you have awesomeness out of everything. You have cartoon skulls, you have someone getting punched in the face or kicked in the face by the Phantom, and you have a guy who has got a guy who's got something like this going on. Yeah, it's a very, very nice looking cover by Grange Wallace, a Victorian Phantom artist from the Round Supreme in Melbourne, Victoria, in Australia. Yes, he's another Aussie. He's another great talent that Phantom fans get to have a look at. They get to look at his art and they get to appreciate it. Look at that. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Purple all round. Purple all round, yeah, boys. Okay, the next comic that's supposed to come out by few publications gets released on the 15th of February 2024, and it will be issue number 1964, the collector's replica number 38, which will be very, very interesting, because the collector's replica series is up to issue number 84, 83, and 82, which is very, very interesting, because we as Phantom fans have been, well, I certainly haven't, but many Phantom fans across Australia have been reading if you have been, so most of the people have been looking, and they've been continuing the replica series for a very, very long time. And this replica series that I've been talking about for the last couple of seconds started back in 2014, which is really, really great. We're up to number 38, and I think that was a couple of years ago. I tried to work out how long it would take few publications. They pretty much publish 4 issues every year, and in those 4 issues, normally there was like 3 or 4 older replicas that would get published in the 4 issues every year. And I tried to work this out, and I think my estimation was around 60 issue mark would have been the last one. So yeah, it could happen at 60, but we'll just see how we're going. We'll just see how long this replica series lasts for. Okay, that's the quickfire news segment. Yes, he read 3 minutes longer than usual. And coming up on this week's show, in the publisher news, Phantom Man number 4 is coming soon. We have a look at the cover art for that, and the original cover art might be going up for sale. And then we also have another edition in the very city-like segment. The Auction City is back, people. Auction City is back with the original Ray Moore Daily Art is going to auction, which is going to be awesome. Next up in this week's publisher news, Egmont are soon going to be releasing Phantom Man number 4 with cover art being provided by Luca Alberta, and that cover art will be up on the screen right now. The cover for the Phantom Man is very, very beautiful, by the Italian artist, and the original artwork is currently up for sale from Luca Berta. And like this cover, most of his covers are very, very well done. They're very, very well done. They are amazing to look at. And if you're interested in getting that piece of artwork, the original piece of artwork from Luca Berta, you can probably send him a message on Facebook and Instagram. Luca Berta has done some of the most amazing covers for the last, I think he came out as a cover artist to do with Egmont, and Egmont was first, and then a few publications came after. And some of the covers that we've seen Luca Berta do over the last probably 4 or 5 years have been very, very amazing. Like there's this one particular artwork where I think it was featured last year in the Phantom Man comic book series, and it pretty much looked at most of the things that are in the major Phantom treasure room in the Skull Cave, and that artwork was just fantastic. It was made into a print. Few publications are selling that. They've been selling it for the last year. I think they started selling that. So yeah, he's done a lot of really great work in the last 5 years, and I think he is just one of the cream crop of Phantom artists that is now currently working on the Phantom and currently doing covers for Egmont, and hopefully maybe in the future we may see more covers done by him for a few publications. Obviously, we haven't seen Luca Berta do as many covers for a few publications. He's mostly just been doing covers for Egmont, which have just been beautiful. Like, he uses gouache, a technique that uses gouache paints, and it's very, very hard to do that type of stuff, but he's beginning to master it, and it's just some of the stuff that he is making, some of the stuff that he's drawing, some of the stuff that he's painting is fantastic with a PH. With a PH. Pun intended. You can now watch my show, The Enthusiast, on Anchor and Spotify. The Enthusiast, with a passion for the Phantom, doesn't waver. New episodes weekly on Tuesdays, and I will also be putting a link to the podcast in the description down below. Now we have a fairly brand new segment. It's very city sort of. It's very city-like. Wrong. It is Auction City, yes. It's Auction City. Where is it? Auction City. We're entering Auction City. Original Raymore Daily Art goes to auction. A original Raymore Daily Art of the Phantom is expected to go to auction over at Heritage Auctions. The context is that the Phantom first appeared on the 17th of February 1936, but this particular comic strip was first seen on the 15th of May 1936. How great is that? Like, we're seeing a very, 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 very early Phantom strip, early comic book strip by Ray Moore, and we're seeing this, and had been published in the first month of the Phantom being out in the public and being published in newspapers, being published in comics, being published by publishers, which means this piece of vintage art by Ray Moore could potentially go for a lot more money in the auction, being that the piece of art is within the first month of the Phantom being in the newspapers across the globe. And I will be watching this auction to see how much that piece may go for, and with the auction starting on the 19th of February, it is expected that it may go for a lot, and there may be a lot of interest and a lot of bids from a lot of people, especially a lot of Phantom fans. Yeah, I probably won't be one of them, because I don't have deep pockets. And you can now get 14% off all things Hermes Press with the code Enthusiast2022, all in one word. Whether you are looking for something new to read on an afternoon's hard day work, or you're just wanting something extra for your Phantom collection, extra for your comic book collection in a whole, there's always something at Hermes Press for you and your growing collection. So use the 14% off discount with the code Enthusiast2022, all in one word, to get the best offering from Hermes Press. Brought to you by Brad Kelly, the host of The Enthusiast, the passionate Phantom fan in Aussie. Brought to you by a fan from Australia who somehow is called Brad Kelly. And what was your favourite Phantom daily story from Ray Moore's era on the Phantom? And if you enjoy Phantom Cave reviews, then subscribe to see more great videos like this. And there'll be a lot more great videos like this in the future, because it's gotta be awesome, it's gotta be great, and it's gotta be fantastic. And as always, keep Phantom Caving, and I'll be back next week on The Enthusiast talking more about the Phantom and having a whole heap of fun.